Hello everyone, thanks for stopping back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Hi, my name is Mindii Simii, and here on my channel I do mostly speed builds, but I also do game reviews, challenges, let's plays, and more. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, please be sure to check out some of my other content, give them a great big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, leave a comment in the comment section down below because I value your opinion, and I am always open to constructive criticism as long as it is constructive. Hi guys, how are you? I'm doing great, thanks. Today's video is a fun one. This is a base game and paranormal speed build pack only. Base game and paranormal pack speed build only. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, I am super excited to share this one with you guys because I have been wanting to do a base game home for a while now, and this came together so easy. It came together in almost one sitting. I'm super proud of myself for that because here lately it has been taking me weeks, yes, weeks, to finish a build. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. So when I sat down and was super inspired with this and finished it in almost one sitting, I was so pleased with myself. I heard another simmer say this, and this is so true. When you have all of the packs, it can be very overwhelming to go through all of the different items and options that you have. And then when you go from having all the packs to just the base game, it seems to just flow together way more nicely because you're not overwhelmed. You don't have all the things. And look, I know that is totally a first world problem. I get it. Like, I hope I don't come off as a snob by saying that because I don't mean that at all. I'm just telling you, like, when you have all of the packs, and Sims 4 has been around for a while now. I mean, I think Sims 4 is probably the longest running Sims game. I don't know if that's true or not. It just feels like it. You know, so it's only natural that there's way more items in this game, and it's a lot of items to filter through, and it can be very overwhelming when you are building a house using all of the packs because there's just so much stuff. Like, where do you put everything, you know? So when you do go to base game, you get kind of like a little bit of like relief where you're like, oh man, like it's just easier to make decisions because you don't have as much, and the base game has improved quite a lot over time, so I'm pretty pleased with that. But again, I know first world problems, I get it. I hope I don't come off as a snob by saying that, but yeah, it flowed together really nicely, and I think not just because it was base game, but because I was super inspired by this. I have been wanting to make a base game home for a while now, and I'm just now getting around to it. I like creating base game homes because I want people who don't have all the packs to be able to download my houses. I want them to be kind of represented as well, you know, especially it can be like, I know if you don't have all the packs and you're like watching all of these different videos with these different packs and you're just like longing for, you know, a certain house, and you know, you can't download it because you don't have that pack. So hopefully somebody sees this house that has just the base game or just the paranormal pack and they're like, hey, like, that's a really nice house. Like, I want to see more of it. You know, you want to see those things represented in the Sims community as well. So hopefully somebody sees this and enjoys it. And the one thing that I wanted to do with this pack, most simmers, when they are making a base game home, they tend to try to make the house look as if it is not base game. I wanted to do the opposite. And okay, hear me out. So I wanted this to look like a base game home. I wanted it to feel like a base game home. I didn't want to overclutter it. I didn't want to overwhelm this house because one thing that I try to do, one thing that I keep in mind that I think sometimes, I'm not sure everybody keeps this in mind, is that I want practicality, right? So when somebody downloads this house, I want them to be able to actually play in this house. In today's sim world, there are so many glitches, it's ridiculous. Routing issues, Sims disappearing, things not working right. And so I wanted this house to have a pretty semi-simple floor plan. I wanted Sims to be able to route through this floor plan really easily. I wanted them to be able to work through this house pretty easily. Sometimes when you see a really, really awesome house, and this is not a knock at anybody because I wish I could build those awesome houses, but sometimes it can be overwhelming because somebody's used the move objects on several different objects and they're like glitching through counters and countertops, or they've used so many items like hanging down that it's almost near impossible to play because those items get in the way, or it makes it hard to see when you're playing, or your Sims are having routing issues around it. Yeah, it looks cool, but is it practical? Of course, I wish I could build, houses like that. And I'm not that super talented, but I always try to make my houses practical. It's one thing I always keep in mind. Is this a house that I'm going to play in or be able to play in? Is it practical? Are my Sims going to be able to move through here freely? Am I going to have any kind of routing issues? Are things glitching through and looking really weird? Is there items blocking your view if you are playing with all the walls down or all the walls up, or whatever the case may be? So I hope that is something that you guys appreciate. And yeah, it's definitely something that I try to work out. So anyways, I have rambled through the whole building of this outside home. This is a southern style home, and I apologize. I know everybody has been making these types of home ever since Paranormal came out, and that's something that happens here in the Sims community. A pack comes out when it's a specific theme, and everybody starts building the same types of houses. When Nifty Knitting came out, everybody was building cottage style houses, and so it's like that with all of the packs. When Snowy Escape came out, everybody was building Japan inspired houses, and it's just how it is, because we were building with the objects that are given to us, and that's what we want to do. So I know you guys have seen a lot of these houses come through recently, but I personally really love southern inspired houses. I love Victorian houses. I think they're really neat. I think they're really beautiful. Some of them have really unique floor plans, and just there's a history with them. So yeah, I really enjoy them. Not really my particularly favorite style. I can't talk today. It's not really my favorite style to build, but I had a lot of fun with this. This was a pretty simple, I'm not sure if this is called a Victorian style house. I think I saw the style of it, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's not considered a Victorian style house. But anyways, I had a lot of fun putting it together. It's almost got like a colonial style house kind of vibe going on. But anyways, I have finished up the kitchen, which again came together rather nicely. I love those counters and countertops. I was going for kind of like a dark wood feel to this home, and almost like maybe they moved in and maybe they've updated some parts of the house, but not all of the house. I thought that was kind of interesting, like maybe they left some of the original wallpaper. I also here in the living room put a chimney outside, and that is not where the fireplace goes. So I just didn't like that placement of the fireplace, but I felt like the chimney looked really nice. So if that bothers you, you can always turn it into a closet. It's not a super big deal, but if it does bother you, you can always take that chimney down. Putting the chimney over there would have just been really awkward, I feel like, because it would have made the room weird and kind of unusable. So yeah, I hope that doesn't bother you guys too much. But here in the living room, I do use mostly paranormal items because I love the new furniture, like the new couch that we got with Paranormal stuff pack, and I thought that the fireplace worked really nicely in here. It's kind of got some old I don't know, just like some wooden carvings. It's kind of very like Victorian, and I don't know, it just looked really nice. This is also a haunted house, by the way, so I wanted to use the new haunted house trait on this home, and it has been play tested. I did have to change a few things, so you guys will notice that if you download it from the gallery, a few things, I'm talking like very few things, have been moved. Like upstairs in the boys' bedroom, I moved actually, there's like a little pile of like sports balls and baseball bats and stuff, and it was blocking the bed, so I moved that, and I do rearrange where the toy box was. So and I think that's where most of the issues were in the kids' bedroom. So I do change some of it. So it is a little bit different, but it has been play tested and uploaded to the gallery. So you guys can download that. My gallery ID is Mindii1990 and my NDII1990. So here we are moving on into the office, and the office is a tiny space. I used this wallpaper right here, and I realized later on that it was from Realm of Magic, and it bummed me out because I love this wallpaper so much. Like, I would use this wallpaper in real life, probably not in the green color, but I love this wallpaper. So I do go back and change that. So if you're like, hey, that's not a base game wallpaper, yeah, I figured that out later. So that is something that I change later on. So this house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and I imagine the family that lives here has a teenage daughter as well as a child son and a toddler son, but of course you can put whoever you want in this house. But I imagine that the teenager living here is the only one who's really maybe convinced that there are spirits in this house, and I think she kind of opens up that world, and like the family moves in and maybe there's just a few strange things going on here or there, and the daughter kind of starts reading more into the whole like seance thing, and she really just like brings the spirits in full force, like, and they are evil spirits too. So even though this house is really beautiful and bright, it's very, very haunted. And the daughter has just like opened up that whole world, and this family is about to be like, they're about to like leave this house like kicking and screaming kind of thing. Like, it's a really, really haunted house. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So up in the daughter's room, you'll see I really just kind of wanted to reflect a little bit that she was kind of into like the paranormal kind of things. But what's interesting about her characters, when I made her, she's actually very quiet, and she's a loner. She kind of keeps to herself. She's not really she's never really been into like ghosts kind of thing until she moved into this house. So anyways, that is my kind of take on the Sims that live here. But yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. Obviously, it's your game. So in here, I decided to create a faux washer and dryer, just in case you do download this house and you want to add laundry to it. I'm just more or less showing you a spot that would be good to put your washer and dryer. If you don't, I just feel like it's great decoration. It looks like there's a washer and dryer there. I've seen other simmers create this, so I didn't come up with that design on my own. I've seen other simmers use white counters and those lights to create a washer and dryer. So that's something that works really well if you ever want to create a faux washer and dryer. Obviously, there is nothing in here for pets because I did just use just the 1 pack plus base game. So if you guys want pets, again, that's something that you're going to have to add. There is also an attic space in this home as well. It is a smaller attic space, but that is where I create the seance room. So there's like a seance table up there, and also, like I said, like I kind of imagine this teenager's like doing this behind her parents' back. Like, her parents have no clue, or maybe they don't believe in ghosts or something, and so they're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, like, do your little seance thing, like, okay, whatever, big deal. And so, you know, the daughter's like lugged this stuff like up to her attic. Maybe it's quiet up there or something, or I don't know. Anyways, but I had a lot of fun playtesting in this house, and everything works just nicely. And like I said, the few things that needed to be either removed or rearranged have been taken out. I did have an issue where the landscape paint actually disappeared on me. So yeah, I did fix it and upload it to the gallery. Just make sure that when you download this from the gallery that you are using Move Objects. I just did a collab with Retro Sims, which is actually, Retro Sims is who I got the flooring idea in the kitchen from. So if you guys have not checked out Retro Sims, please do so. I will put his YouTube channel in the description box down below. But anyways, I did a collab with him, and the house that we created had all kinds of issues for me when I downloaded it from the gallery. So that's something that I apologize, have not talked to him about, but I need to. So yeah, just make sure that when you download any house from the gallery that your Move Objects is on, because I feel like the gallery is pretty weird as it is and pretty glitchy as it is, and sometimes it just gets even worse when you don't have the move objects on. So yeah, make sure that you do that no matter what house you are doing. So we are moving upstairs. This is the daughter's bedroom, and I wanted to use this older wallpaper. I think it's really, really pretty. I end up putting a full-size bed in here along with a computer and what else did I put in here? A dresser, obviously. But I just add a few touches from like the paranormal pack to just kind of, I don't know, like just add that little bit of mystique. Is that a word? I know it's a word, but that little bit of, I don't know, like curiosity maybe, that shows that this particular sim has just kind of developed an interest in the afterlife. So I also fill it up with toys, and not like a lot of toys, but like stuffed animals and stuff like that, and some of those creepy dolls that came with this pack. And then for her closet, I do give everybody a closet. It's not a working closet, because see, what I had originally done is I created these pop-outs in the hallway because I was thinking that I was going to put the closets there, not realizing that we didn't get closets with base game, like the actual closets that you can go in and out of. And so I just create like these faux closets, and I end up just putting like a few things in front of it, in her closet. Oh my goodness. It is 9:17 p.m. and I am really tired, in case you couldn't tell, so I cannot talk today. But I also removed her door and put the curtains in front of it that we got with the paranormal stuff pack, and I think it just looks really neat. I love this room. I think it's super cute. I think it's a really realistic looking kind of room. I feel like it's a room that a teenager would actually have. So here I am just adding those curtains in front of the closet, and then I'll fill out her closet here in a minute. But it's just kind of, I mean, it's not a useful closet. Like, there's nothing you can do. And actually in the boys' room, I believe I end up covering the closet door with the toy box. I can't quite remember after I moved the toy box because it was in the way. I don't quite remember, but the closet's just purely decorative. There's really nothing you can do with it. And so as you can see, next to the closet, there is a little entrance to the attic that has a ladder that goes up. I originally was going to make these closets all connect to each other, because I've seen so many older houses where one closet will connect to another closet in a different bedroom. Have you guys ever seen that? I've seen it in some like older houses. Not like, I've seen it more than once where the closets connect to each other. To me, like personally, I think that's like weird, but I've seen it so many different times. So if you guys ever had something like that at a house that you lived in, let me know. Or if you've seen something like that, let me know. I'm curious how many people have seen that, or if it's just something around where I live. I live in Ohio. So, but yeah, I'm curious. Let me know. So over here, I am just adding a few stuffed animals, and then I pull out those creepy dolls that we got with this pack. That is pretty much it for her bedroom, aside from a few different decorations. But other than that, I didn't add much. Moving on to the little boy's room, I decided that I was going to add a little boy and a toddler in here. So I really wanted just something like really playful. Like, I imagine these are two boys that maybe like to roughhouse, or they're just really rotten boys. And I don't know, I just like making little kid rooms. But yeah, I imagine that these two boys like to roughhouse, and they're probably really good friends. They're gonna grow up together, and so yeah, I just thought that having their little room there would be really sweet. And I'm actually surprised at how well I can make a child's room with just items from the base game. So yeah, I was pretty surprised about that. But they actually have a lot in their room too. They've got a craft table, they've got a bookcase, a toy box, and a dresser, along with plenty of toys. So I mean, I was able to fit quite a lot in here. I'm pretty pleased. I do end up moving the toy box and turning it so it's facing inward, because for some reason my sim could not get to the toy box the way that it is now. I imagine it had something to do with either the door or that giraffe there, but I do end up turning that a little bit. And as I mentioned earlier, I end up putting down that little pile of sporting items, and I put it in front of his bed, and he wasn't able to get to the bed, so I do move that as well. I stick a bunch of toys on the floor. Your sim can and probably will pick that up, which is fine, no big deal. I just like to I don't know, I just like to spread them out. Like, you know, it's a messy room. They've been playing for a while. So then I add a little dinosaur carpet. I was kind of going for like a dinosaur theme or something. I'm not quite really sure what I was going for actually, but I was thinking dinosaur when I was building this. So it's a really sweet room. Again, they've got a closet that's just purely decorative. I don't even remember what I put in that closet, to be completely honest with you. I think maybe like some toys. I know I put some like shelves, and I don't know, I don't remember. But we skipped the rest of that because I thought that I was recording while I was doing the master bedroom. So I apologize, I wasn't. And I was also not recording when I did the front landscaping, because you guys know me by now, and that's who I am as a person, and I do it way more than I probably should. But anyways, the front landscaping is done, and we are working on the backyard now. In the backyard, I put a grill along with a table and some planters. Also, throughout this house, I want to mention I put quite a lot of activities in here. I have a woodworking bench. I've got just a couple planters, but I still feel like if you wanted to grow a garden, you could do so really easily. There's plenty of space. I also have an easel. I also have the seance table. Obviously, I've got a chess table. There is the monkey bars for the kids. I'm trying to think of what other activity. I mean, there's pretty much every activity. There's a camera in the house, I believe in the teenager's room, and there's a guitar, obviously a couple computers. So your Sims have plenty of activities to do in this house. That's another thing that I try to think of when I am building any kind of houses, but again, particularly base game houses, to make sure that your Sims have plenty of activities that they can do to keep them busy while you are living in the house. So you see me just add a few different, oh, that's another activity that I add on, is a little elements board. And then, yeah, you see me add a few different things in the backyard, a few different plants. I'm sorry I didn't get the landscaping. I apologize about that. But moving on, I think I do the attic. I'm pretty sure I recorded. Yeah, I did record the attic. I was going to put some sporting equipment up here, like a treadmill, but I just felt like it didn't really fit because, I don't know, it's a seance table. So like it's like an area where she does her seance. So I even considered like putting a basement, like making a basement for a while and putting a treadmill down in the basement, like literally making a basement just for the treadmill. But I don't know, I didn't really have a good spot for it. But if you guys do want to add a treadmill, upstairs would be a good spot to do so, because that is one thing, that is one activity that I did not put in here. I do put an easel up here. I feel like that made a little bit more sense than putting a treadmill up here, because I also imagine that the daughter maybe paints as well. So again, this is just an attic space. I think I made it kind of look like a storage space. It's supposed to look old. It's not supposed to be like really nice or neat or anything. And yeah, so I just add a few different clutter items up here. I add the seance table. I do end up having to move a few candles around in here so you can actually use them. But other than that, this is pretty much it for the video. We are coming to the end. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that you enjoy this house, and I would very much appreciate some feedback in the comments down below. So please leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys think about this. And yeah, if you have any comments or suggestions, like I said, leave them down below. But I am so ready for bed, and yeah, I think I'm going to head there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this house, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.